Hi, I'm Alex. I'm the technology specialist at Martin Library, which is a branch of the York County Libraries. And for today's Tech Time, we're going to be talking about tips to shop online safely. Specifically for this holiday season, I just wanted to make sure that y'all had the tools that you needed to get presents for your loved ones and not get scammed on the internet. So here's tip number 1. So tip number 1 is to avoid clickable ads, specifically on like social media sites such as Facebook or Instagram. If you're scrolling through and you see an ad on the side that seems like something that you might want to check out, I would suggest, looking at the ad, seeing the company or some identifier that you can proceed to Google later rather than clicking on the advertisement. This is just a precaution to make sure that you don't click on anything that could be dangerous or something which could take you to a site which you don't necessarily want to go to, which isn't the most reputable site to be purchasing something, especially if you're purchasing something, because then you're going to have to give that site some sort of access to your card or your bank account. This also goes for spam emails, specifically during this holiday time. A lot of spam emails come out, so if you receive an email, even if it's from someone that you know, if you receive an email that seems kind of shady, that doesn't have like any text in the message, or only has a random link, if you receive a weird advertisement that you haven't subscribed to, just make sure that you don't click on anything in the link. Just that doesn't necessarily mean that you will get a computer virus. It's just a precaution. If you don't know where the link came from, just better to not click on it and just delete it right away than put yourself at risk. Tip number 2 is to shop at familiar stores. A good rule of thumb is if you would shop at the store in real life, then their website is probably okay to go to. So this is like Bath & Body Works, Nordstrom's, Macy's, Target, stores that actually have a physical location are usually pretty reputable, pretty trustworthy. Other online stores as well that you've probably heard of are probably alright, such as Etsy, Amazon, things like that. Make sure that you have familiarity with the site. Don't go to a place that you've never heard of before, or if you're very new to online shopping, make sure to ask somebody, have you ever heard of this site? Do you think it's good? It's better to be wary than to order something that might never come from a website that is a scam. Tip number 3 is to look for the lock at the top of the screen in the HTML bar. So this was kind of a fun trick that I learned while researching this video, but secure websites will have a lock just before the HTML at the very top of the web page. So this doesn't necessarily mean that the website thus is super safe, but it does mean that there is security on this website to protect your personal information or what you give this website. So make sure to look for the lock. If there isn't one, then be a little bit more cautious moving forward and recognize that the lock isn't foolproof, but it is a good way to indicate that there is security on this website to protect what you are providing the site. Tip number 4 is using Google Transparency Report. So Google has this database of URLs within Google that they kind of do scans on a pretty regular basis. And then you can just Google Transparency Report. The first link that comes up should be for Google itself, and we're going to go to Safe Browsing. And here, all you need to do is copy and paste a URL, and you can check the site status, and that'll let us know if a site is safe or not. So if we go to York Libraries, let's copy and paste that URL, and we hit search. It says that the current status, there is no unsafe content found. However, if we go to a shop like Etsy, and we copy and paste Etsy.com into the Safe Search browser, it's going to tell us that it doesn't have all the information needed. So for sites such as Etsy or Amazon, where multiple vendors are dipping their hands into this pot, Google can't account for every single one of them being safe or doing what they claim to do. However, if you're just worried, you want a second opinion, you want to make sure, then this could be a very good site to use, even just like outside of online shopping. Okay, so for the very last thing, if you've stayed with us this long, I just wanted to walk y'all through a normal, safe, online checkout process. This way you kind of get a feel of what it's going to look like and what you're going to need before you get in there. So I'm just on Etsy.com right now, and I like these gnome mugs, so let's purchase these. So as you can see, they've got pictures of the gnome mug. They've usually have little descriptions up at the bottom. You can choose your quantity over here, and it lets us know that it's in stock. So let's add that to our cart. Oh, and I already have one added to my cart. If you accidentally click on something twice, or have a quantity that you don't want, or you want to remove an item, you can just go to remove item on Etsy. So we can just click on one of these and remove it, and now we only have one there. Over in this corner, it will tell you how you can pay. So if you're going to pay with your card, then you'll have this button. Or if you want to do PayPal, you can click on this button. And I do recommend next week I will be talking about setting up a PayPal account and kind of going more into that if you're curious about that. But let's stick with the cards for today and proceed to checkout. So here, in a lot of sites, this is true. It's going to want you to sign up or register an account for the website. Don't feel pressure to do this if you don't want to. Feel free to continue as guest. Most checkout processes allow you to check out as guest, although you might have to do some searching on this page to find it. And then it's going to ask you for some information. So you're just going to put in your email, continue confirming your email, and just carry on. All of this information is here to make sure that your item gets shipped to you. This isn't something that you should be worried about, like, why does Etsy need my email address? They need your email address because they're going to email you a receipt so that you have it for your records. And so if the salesperson does not provide you with your item, you can contact Etsy and be like, what's up? And everything else is really just for like shipping address purposes. So once you filled out all that information, it will take you to this page, which has once again asked me if I want to create an Etsy account, to which I will say continue as guest. And as you can see, continue as guest is much smaller here because they don't like people continuing as a guest. Over here, you're going to click on card payment once again, and here is where you are going to put your card information. Once again, this is completely secure. There are multiple locks, as well as the lock that we see up at the HTTP area, but there are multiple locks to indicate to you that this is completely or as safe as Etsy can make it, or as online shopping can be. And once you have filled all that information in, you can review your order. The last screen that Etsy takes you to, and most online shopping websites take you to, is the review screen. So you put in your payment and you put in all of your information, and this is just the final screen. If you decide not to purchase it, this is the last time you can decide not to purchase something. So you can see we have all of our information. It asks us, it gives us the price layout. It asks us if we want to place our order, send me inspirational shopping content. We can just click no on that one. And then it is going to show us a picture and the information of the item which we are purchasing, the price, and the different shipping costs. So once we are all cool with all of that, you can just hit place your order, and that's a typical online shopping experience.